Hello guys, in this mini project we are going to create a bar graph light meter powered using a rechargeable lithium ion battery. Let's get started. First we need a bar graph display. One that I am using is a 10 segment LED bar graph with 20 pins corresponding to anode and cathode for each segment. We will use 10 2.2 kilo ohm current limiting resistors to limit current through segments of bar graph. To sense intensity of light, we will use L14G2 NPN phototransistor with a trim port connected at its emitter and collector of phototransistor connected to supply voltage. Brain of our mini project is a 3.3 volt Arduino Pro Mini which takes input from sensor and controls the bar graph display. To power our circuit, we will use a 1000 mAh 3.7 volt lithium ion battery which charges through a TP4056 module. To get full juice out of this battery, we use a boost converter that converts battery's 3.7 volt to 5 volt and feed it into raw pin of Arduino Pro Mini. Now here we have schematic of our mini project. It consists of two blocks, a power supply unit and a microcontroller unit. Power supply unit contains a 1000 mAh 3.7 volt lithium ion battery connected to TP4056 based battery charger, which connects to a boost converter converting 3.7 volt to 5 volt through a switch. Microcontroller unit contains L14G2 phototransistor, a 10K trim port set to approximately 3K, a 10 segment bar graph display, 10 2.2 kilo ohm resistors, and brain to this system a 3.3 volt Arduino Pro Mini. You will need an FTDI board to program this Arduino Pro Mini. Bar graph connects to digital pin 2 to 11 of Arduino Pro Mini, and junction between phototransistor and trim port connects to A0 pin of Arduino Pro Mini. Now let's take a look at code. First we set analog input pin as A0, followed by declaring an integer variable that will store analog data. In setup part, first we set pin number 2 to 11 as output pins, followed by some simple bar graph animation generating code. In loop part, we read light intensity data and store it in sensor value variable. In order to use switch case statement to light up appropriate segments on bar graph, we first quantize the sensor value. Switch case structure calls setLEDs function with appropriate argument to light up corresponding LEDs. Later, I connected everything on a power board using soldering iron and a USB powered fume extractor that I created in previous mini project. Click on the card above to take a look. I connected modules of power supply unit as per schematic and tested its operation before connecting it to Arduino Pro Mini. Finally, it was time to assemble everything in an enclosure. I made 4 openings on the enclosure, one for bar graph, one for phototransistor, one for charging port, and final one for on-off switch using a hot plate. Used file to get rid of rough projections. Once the case was ready, I tested circuit for one last time before putting it in the enclosure, and it worked as expected. Finally, I stuffed everything inside our modified enclosure, secured them using a glue gun, and this is how our lithium ion battery powered bar graph light meter was completed. As always, thank you for watching. If you have stumbled upon this channel somehow, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.